So just the other day, Judge Torres, who's residing over the SEC versus the Ripple case, just came down with another decision that favors the SEC, or does it? In this video, I'm going to explain why she just granted the SEC another extension, but what she also ordered them to do, which could benefit Ripple. Because the granting of extensions don't always mean it benefits the person that actually requested the extension, because in Ripple's case, there's a lot of things that the judge is actually granting these extensions for, some of which the people following this case on Twitter believe are so that the SEC cannot appeal it or generally don't have standing to appeal decisions. And so there are some big upcoming dates that I'm going to talk about in this video. And I also wanted to mention the Sologenic NFT marketplace. It has been live and transactional for a couple of weeks now, and people are now minting NFTs all the time. In fact, the volume is growing greater and greater every day. And if you followed Sologenic and my coverage of Sologenic for the past month or two, you would know that this NFT marketplace is actually making the Sologenic token become deflationary. So I'm going to explain what's going on and why that scarcity can generally be a good thing for price upside. And when I was preparing for this video, I saw a headline in which I just read an article about that I'm going to be covering on my next video. And it's a really, really intriguing one involving our favorite chairman of the SEC, Gary Gensler. So if you want to hear an interesting story about him and, let's just say, politics, you're not going to want to miss that video. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind. Right now on this channel, we are of course covering the Ripple versus the SEC case, but I'm also covering cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all those topics interest you, make sure you hit the subscribe button, join the Late Night Grind community, and don't forget to hit that bell notification icon so that YouTube will send you a notification when I release a new video. And if you're feeling generous, please do the following two things. Smash the thumbs up button and watch this video all the way to the end. Those really are the two best things you can do to support a YouTube channel. So if you do that, I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, let's jump into it. So I first wanted to talk about the Sologenic NFT marketplace, and I keep covering this on my channel because I believe in the Sologenic project, and no, I'm not getting paid by Sologenic or anything to say that. After looking into their technology, I really do believe in the project and believe that the Solo token is going to be worth significant value towards the end of this year, probably into next year. It's going to see some major runs. And one of those is because of the NFT marketplace that just launched on the XRP ledger. And this is big because an NFT marketplace, the big ones right now are SoloC on the Solana system, on the Solana blockchain, and of course OpenSea, among several others, which is on the Ethereum blockchain. And if you know, some of the biggest complaints about those are the gas fees, specifically Ethereum. Many people just aren't wanting to buy cheaper NFTs or affordable NFTs or even expensive NFTs simply because the gas fees are just too crazy. And if you don't know what a gas fee is, it's basically an added fee in order to use Ethereum. It's what they use to pay their miners. Now, why am I mentioning this? Because it's big for several different reasons, but number one is that because it's built on the XRP ledger, and XRP was specifically built to have near zero transaction fees. Essentially, XRP Ledger was tailor-made for a project like an NFT marketplace. So Sologenic's taking advantage of that right now, and they're essentially having a no gas fee NFT marketplace, meaning you can buy, sell, transact with no gas fees whatsoever. And what little gas fees there are, Sologenic is just absorbing that cost. So what is this NFT marketplace doing, and why is it so big for the Solo token? Well, the Solo token is now becoming deflationary. Because as we know, in order to mint an NFT on the Sologenic marketplace, it costs you 3 Solo tokens in order to do so. Right now, that's pretty darn cheap. Now, of course, they control the NFT marketplace. They could change that at any time. But as of right now, there's nearly 1,000 NFTs being minted on the Sologenic NFT marketplace on a daily basis, which means there are approximately 3,000 Solo tokens being burned every single day. And as of the making of this video, nearly 66,000 Solo tokens have already been burned in the past couple of weeks. And as this NFT marketplace becomes more and more popular and generates more activity, more minting activity, there's going to be a lot more Solo tokens burned. It's going to turn Solo into much more of a deflationary asset. And it does not have a big supply to begin with. I've compared this many times on this channel to what Solana did, in which Solana went from $1.50 to $265 in a little under 10 months, and they did it with roughly the same tokenomics, roughly the same amount of tokens that are actually available, which for the Solo token is about 400 million and dropping. And if you are a fan of the Sologenic token, you're probably paying attention to the Corium airdrop that's supposed to take place towards the end of this month. Now that airdrop is much like the airdrop for Sologenic to XRP holders. You have to create a trust line in order to actually receive the airdrop. So I'm going to be covering some of those instructions in later videos on how to actually do that. But nonetheless, the airdrop for the Corium token is going to be coming out very soon. All right, so let's get into Ripple versus the SEC. So as of a couple of days ago, the SEC had actually requested an extension of time because they wanted some extra time to respond to what Ripple had requested. So what did Ripple request? Well, Brad Garlinghouse back in 2018 had a meeting with then Commissioner of the SEC, Chair Roisman. However, he is no longer with the SEC, and upon clearing out his desk, the SEC discovered some of the notes from said meeting with Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple. Now, Brad Garlinghouse remembered that meeting, and he remembered that they were taking some notes, specifically the counsel for the SEC, Matt Easterbrook. Now, specifically what's in the Easterbrook notes, well, we don't know exactly what it is yet, but Brad Garlinghouse says it was basically the SEC telling him that they don't know why he's actually here. There's just so much confusion around. There's just so much confusion specifically within the SEC and the CFTC whether XRP is a security or not, that they don't really know why he's actually here. Supposedly this was documented in these notes. So knowing this, Ripple actually sent a letter to the judge requesting that the SEC produce those notes. Well, as of right now, the SEC said, no, we don't want to turn those notes over. We would like to keep them private. And so what the SEC did was request an extension of time in which they can put together an argument for the judge as to why those notes should remain private. The judge said, that's fine, you can have until February 24th. Motion granted. However, and this is a big however, the SEC is ordered to actually produce those Easterbrook notes to the judge for an in-camera review, which means an in-private review, which means Judge Torres is actually going to get to see these letters. And in fact, if they're able to be sealed or be covered by the DPP, the deliberative process privilege, in other words, the SEC can keep them hidden, or if they're relevant to this case and they're going to have to be exposed and handed over to Ripple before this goes to trial. This is going to be another big decision that's coming up. Now, when's she going to have that decision? Well, we don't know, but we do know that it is ordered that they're to turn over those documents by February 24th, which is also when they're supposed to have their rebuttal letter ready for Judge Torres. So some of the big dates that we are waiting for right now, February 17th, this is the date that the documents that Ripple had actually submitted to the judge in order to say why the SEC's original complaint should be struck down. Those are actually going to be unsealed February 17th, and now we have February 24th, in which these Easterbrook notes are going to be submitted to Judge Torres for an in-camera private review. So a lot of people, especially on Twitter, are talking about settlement, because there are a lot of things now due to the courts before they go to trial that the SEC does not want to hand over before they go to trial. So, is the settlement actually going to happen? Well, we've heard several times Brad Garlinghouse isn't going to accept the settlement unless it clears up XRP as a non-security digital asset. So until then, if you want to follow along with that story or any of the other stories that I cover on this channel, make sure you are subscribed to the Late Night Grind community. And also, I wanted to ask one question as I've been talking about this NFT marketplace that Sologenic just came out with on the XRP ledger. I've been kicking around the idea of actually creating a line of NFTs, or maybe just a handful of NFTs, specifically marketing this channel, the Late Night Grind community. So let me know in the comment section down below, or if you follow me on Twitter, let me know there as well if you would even be remotely interested in any of those NFT projects. I was actually trained in graphic design, spent most of my adult career inside of graphic design, and now since this NFT craze has started, I've always been interested in creating some digital art, creating my own NFTs, so figured something for this channel might make sense. So let me know in the comment section below if you'd be remotely interested in it. Don't worry, I will not be pricing it at $100,000 like some of the other NFT prices that I've seen. That's it for today's video. I really appreciate you watching all the way to the end, giving it a big thumbs up, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.